Every single Call of Duty is its own animal, its own world, and I really embrace that. So it's very exciting to get that call and to say, hey, we're getting ready to go again. And then you're like, okay, let's make it happen. We're here in Air Studios, London, recording the score for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. When I first start the process of writing a score, I ask for everything that they have because they've been working on it by the time I start, right? And I comb through it. So they have artwork, they have characters, they have story design, they have all the different elements in pieces, and I just ask for all of it. And they always laugh at me like, oh, Jack wants everything, give him everything.
Jack has a deep history with the Black Ops franchise.
Starting with Black Ops 2 back in 2012, Jack has since scored every single Black Ops series game that we've released.
I always get excited when we do an orchestral recording. It's just the environment, the atmosphere, the energy. It's just a lot of fun to hear these amazingly talented musicians bring the soundtrack to life. We've put a lot of time and effort into where these scores end up, and this is just the icing on the cake to get to hear it live in a room like this in Air Studios.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is based in 1991. So we wanted to bring into the score some elements from that era. And so, that's the era of Nirvana, Metallica, all that stuff, Soundgarden. But we wanted to modernize it. We don't like to do exactly what was happening in that era. We like to take those elements and modernize them. So to that end, I found these two brothers in Toronto. They have a band called Rome's, and they sound to me like a modern approach to all that type of music. This is an amazing sound, so I collaborated with them on a number of pieces of music in the score, most notably the multiplayer theme for this iteration of Call of Duty. It's called Raining the Fire.
We've been doing a full orchestra with about 45 strings and another 20 or so brass.
Pretty nice take.
Yeah, great take.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Next. What happens when you come in a room like this with these musicians? It raises the bar on everything. These are the best musicians in the world. They read music like you and I read a book. It's just like that. They come in, they've never seen this music. It goes down in 1 or 2, maybe 3 takes.
The whole thing has a very rich, lush, and sort of cinematic feel to it. With game, you need to have material that maintains the energy, is in the spirit of the story that you're trying to tell, but at the same time, if you're taking a long time on a particular level, the music keeps going, So there is this sort of non-linear element to it, which is both exciting in terms of creating a musical challenge. How do you do something that's interesting when you keep repeating it?
I'm quite honored to be working with Treyarch. They are so trusting in what I do, and they give me the freedom to experiment and to do all kinds of things with their scores. We do some wacky things over the years. I basically had one game theme, which is the main theme, and I sprinkled that all through the score. The thing about that is that, I never feel good about writing the music to the rest of the game until I have that theme. Once I have that theme, I'm like, okay, now I can write because I'm gonna be able to sprinkle this everywhere and create this sort of leitmotif for the game. My biggest challenge is always the main theme and what I'm gonna write for that and the multiplayer theme. Those are the things that keep me up at night until I get it done. And I feel like once I get that, it's just smooth sailing from there.
He's really nailed the vibe. He's been faithful to the earlier versions, at the same time bringing new material to it.
I really try to make every score different in some way, do new things and push myself to new places.
Jack's super talented. It's obviously the reason he continues to come back and work with us every time around. Call of Duty is one of the biggest games ever created as a franchise, and Jack's been able to bring his experience and expertise as a composer to that franchise, and he crushes it every time out.
He writes so well. He understands the instruments, he understands the mediums, and he's been working doing orchestral music, film music, and game music for a long time, so he just knows what he needs to do.
You know, the Grammys now have a category for video game scores. It's only been out for 2 years. Jack hasn't had an opportunity with Call of Duty to be up for a Grammy, but fingers crossed, this next year we'll be able to put him up in that category and hopefully bring home a Grammy.
A Grammy? Who said Grammy? I'm Jack Wall, composer of Black Ops 6. Play the game. I hope you love it. Have fun, and we'll see you next time.